I want to address a couple of you now. You know, you're awake, okay? And you have to understand, part of being in the world system or being conformed to the world system is playing the game that you don't know anything, even if you do, okay? But when a lamb is awake, it's not supposed to be, because the lamb's not supposed to know anything. Because you guys haven't, gone through the initiations, the secret societies, whatever kind of secret fraternity, sorority, guild. You know what I mean. You somehow the satanic rites didn't get you, and it's because of the way God made you, actually. So you shouldn't know what you know. You see, that's a direct threat to them when you understand the way the whole thing works, and you know more than they do. Because they think they know more than you do. You're a lamb. They have to be very careful with you and pat you on the head. And you know what I mean? Oh, God bless them. God bless her. They're just naive. They don't really know anything the way the world works. Ha, ha, ha. Then you show you do. You see, the reason there's the objection and the upset and the hurt and all that is because you're not supposed to know that. And that's when the attack comes, and then they say, well, you better be careful because, they can hear you. Yes, because in their hive mind, you have to understand everything they think, everything they do, everything they're about is about it's about other people hearing them, other people perceiving them. And that's why they actually tend to can act very decent at times, because they know they're being watched 24/7, right? And, we've never addressed that reality in this world. We've never acknowledged that it exists. So as long as we don't acknowledge that the basic, simple truth that I just put out there exists, then we're going to keep playing this game of masquerade, which is ridiculous. They bit the apple. Fine. They got in. They learned a lot of secret knowledge, that they get inculcated with, not by books or anything else, but they just receive it. They receive these powers. They got their little slice of heaven now, let's say. They got their knowledge. And now their knowledge does not rise to the level of your knowledge. And, you didn't sell your soul for it, but they did. So they're pissed at you. Does that make sense? And so it could play out in any number of ways. You know what I mean? Okay, stop listening to the Zeph Report. That's craziness anyway. Because they know it's truth, so they feel threatened, so they want you to stop listening. Because the truths that I'm talking about are things that nobody's going to talk about, because, first of all, the only people that actually get to this topic would be people, that are messed up. I hate to put it this way, but people the world would see as messed up. In other words, people that somehow, through many years, figured it out. And there's not that many people walking around like that. Most of the people you get, they're like, well, I'm like you, I'm a lamb too, and all that. And it's not true, you know what I mean? And so they have the knowledge, but they don't really have they don't have the right to disseminate it, because that would be a no-no. And I'll just leave it right there. You know what I mean? I mean, it is what it is. I didn't lie. I didn't say anything wrong. I didn't say anything inaccurate. I'm going to leave it right there, because we have a lot of other things to talk about. They just can't believe that, they thought that their knowledge was, superior, and they were superior, and they want to help you to become superior too, and all that, Now it turns out that you're the one that they need to learn from, you see. And they're just not having it. Do you understand that? They're just not. Their pride won't let them have it. Okay? Because you're going up against, thousands of years of tradition here. The world never thought this little secret shame thing would ever be figured out. And it is figured out, but it isn't. It's kind of like Podesta being Skippy, and he's out there with his emails walking around like a peacock. How can that be? Well, same reason this reality we speak of, keeps going on anyway. And, I guess what they want is they want to enslave every person on the earth. They want to make everyone a slave like they are. They want to make everybody, have to play the game and be, act stupid. They want to, they want to just, in a sense, have their way. And if you weren't here, and this goes to your self-esteem, if you weren't here, they would already be dead. You realize that? You're the only thing keeping them. You and Jesus in you. You know what I'm saying? You're the only thing keeping them from their own demise. They should be grateful you're here. But they're not, because their pride won't let them. Think back of the famous Rush song, the Tom Sawyer song, mean pride, it says, it's like, yeah, they slide on through based on their superior initiatory and doctrinal kind of whatever thing they went through that they think is held in secret. They can slide on through. Everything's fine. They just seem to, be able to cope. Cope. They seem to be able to cope. Well, here's the problem now. And they need you real bad because they need you to pray with them. They need you to love them. They need you to love them though they hated you. You're really being called to be Christ right now. You're being called to be Jesus. They really need you. And meanwhile, they do acts of hatred against you, and then they really need you. It's just, right? And they can't admit that because of pride. Can we get an amen?
Get down, get your back. Get down, get your back. Get down, get your back to what you are doing. Get down, get your back. Get down, get your back. Get down, get your back to what you were doing. Dreamer's gonna dream, seeker's gonna seek, regardless of what's thrown at them to believe. Dreamer's gonna dream, seeker's gonna seek, we're standing on the fringes, reclaiming humanity. I see a future of conscious beings fighting against this construct of assimilation and conflicting modalities. After reading the history, I've come to the notion that we may be just banging the last gongs of civilization again. Once a society loses its ideals, there is no reason to remember the past. And then the children become a blank slate, which is quite empowering for those who want to control.
Truth seeker, hang on to your love.
It's only your intent now. Get down, get your back. Get down, get your back. Get down, get your back to what you were doing. Get down, get your back. Get down, get your back. Get down, get your back to what you were doing. Dreamer's gonna dream, seeker's gonna seek, regardless of what's thrown at them to believe. Dreamer's gonna dream, seeker's gonna seek, what's